it's 4 a.m. I'm getting my stuff, loading up my truck, getting ready to go on this roll. We still need to load up the water in the truck, but otherwise, I just put my bag, my water, my food in the truck, ready to go. Heading out to Cameron. From here, we're looking at 4 hours one way. I got to make another stop in between, so it's going to be a full day. As you can see, we're using Enterprise rental trucks, but yeah, this thing is dirty. So I'm going to go and clean up the windows at least. We have two different brands of trucks here, two varieties, and you know, to each their own. I really do believe it's what you're used to, for sure. And I'd love to have something based on a KW or a Pete, but you know, International is actually not a bad truck. I've been driving them for a little while. Thing is just keeping it clean. So, hard to see anything in the dark, and I think I overshot it a little, so I may have to back up. Oh yeah, I found a hole. Yeah, I don't want to hit that, so we're gonna back up a bit, just because I'd rather back up a little bit than to incidentally hit that stop sign. That would have sucked. Alright. It should be opening. And there it goes. Yay. Alright. Man, I can't wait to get these windows washed. It is hard to see with the windows dirty like they are. So. Alright, I'm not going to record this part, but I'm going to back up into, I'll show you as I pull in. I'm going to back up into my slot here and get loaded up. And it's not that one, it's this one right along the side of the building. So, that's where they want me. Let me get it there. So I want to make my loader's job as easy as possible. So the first thing I do is pull this jack straight to the back. And that's going to give them room. There's also a light in here. I'm going to go see about getting that on for them as well. Alright guys, so I wiped the windows, and this humidity is so bad. I actually wiped this whole thing, but I re-wiped this front just now, and you can see the difference, because I wiped the whole thing, but yeah, humidity is bad. But we're about to get on the road. We just got loaded, so all of my stuff's good to go, and yeah, let's get out of here. So y'all know, it is slip seating, which just another term for you are not assigned to a truck. I request this one because I just happen to like this one over the others, but the deal is you are not the only one driving this truck, so you deal with different things that you don't expect because you didn't do it, no matter how good you take care of the truck. So sometimes you'll come in and they do a good job for the most part. There's very seldomly we have issues. Usually it's whenever we have a new driver. You can see where I couldn't reach anymore. But you can tell whenever we have a new driver because you'll get a little trash and all on the truck. But you know, that's really not a big issue. Probably the big thing is, as you can see, I haven't left yet, and I'm gonna have to get fuel and def. My fuel and def's about a half a tank. It's not quite enough to get there, much less not enough to get back. So yeah, that's like one of the first things I'm gonna have to do, and I guess that's normal. But if you're assigned your own truck, you know what you left yourself on. You can make it a routine that you fill up when you leave or you fill up whenever you come back. So yeah, just that's one thing. It is slip seating. you will also have to get all of your stuff out and put it all in after. It's a downside. It's not that bad, but it's a downside. So, being honest. Anyway, we're back on the road. Next stop, I believe I'm going to stop at a truck stop and get some fuel. I'm just trying to decide on which one I plan on stopping at. So I've made an educated decision that I am going to hold off on getting fuel until I get on the other side of Morgan City in the Bayou Vista area. There's old Cash Magic, been there for years. I've been going there for years. The deal is that the closer I can get before I have to fuel up to my stop, the longer that fuel is going to last me to get there and back. So I don't want to have to fuel up until I'm like pretty much on my way back. And I know this stop, again, like I said, I've been going there. I mean, that's one of what I used to call the originals. They used to have a full, almost like Waffle House style kitchen, and you got some good down-home cooking. But you know, nowadays everything's going to the fast food and the Subways and the quick grabs and the things like that. But besides that point, I know this stuff, I know it's there, so I'm figuring I got plenty of fuel to get me to that side of Morgan City. Gets me 30 minutes down the road, and in which case I fuel up there. That is another 36 miles that beyond that fuel will take me. You know, if I fill up here, I may have to stop on the way back in Abbeville or something like that, and yeah, I just want to make it a little further. And yes, there is a truck stop in Abbeville that I can fuel up at, and I'd probably make it, but I don't want to be stupid about it either, because you do start running into issues with stops once you get so far out. So yeah, we're here on 90. It's nighttime. You're not gonna see a whole lot. I'm not recording a whole lot. So we are about half an hour, a little more than half an hour down the road. Just been kind of listening to some music. We're passing up the Hollywood truck stop, which actually has a Saya pulling doubles there, to get in at this here Cash Magic. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and fuel up, and hopefully they'll have like ethanol here as well. So I am under load, and I'm under a half a tank now, so that's why I'm like, yeah, I need to get some fuel. This is a high flow pump. It won't take much. I just had to go inside and tell them, hey, I need pump 12 turned on. And one thing I do like about, and this has one tank, because some of these trucks got two, they don't have gas in the pump, so it's not really going to hold that. But on your older truck stops and your bigger truck stops, you get these brushes and squeegees and stuff to be able to clean your windows and your truck. And look, I'm gonna tell you, that comes in freaking handy when your windows keep doing like those are doing. So we're gonna get that cleaned up, and I'm gonna wipe them down while I fuel up. Just pulled off the fuel pump because it's the right thing to do. I don't like to block the pump if I don't have to. But yeah, I cleaned my windows. It's far from perfect. Some of the stops that I go to that have the squeegee have this long pole that I can use, that I can like really get on it and clean it. This one doesn't, just a hand cleaner, so it was kind of, had to climb on a truck to do it. But we did get it done, and it's 100 times better than what it was. Thank God I can see. Now, as an added bonus that I didn't know about, and a lot of places do this, not everywhere does this though, but a lot of places do. As I was walking up, I read a sign that says, make sure to get your cup of coffee. And so this is a huge ass cup, a huge cup of coffee.
Score!
That didn't cost me anything as a thank you for using their truck stop. So so yeah, that's pretty awesome. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get on the road, and we'll get out of this truck stop here and get rolling. I'm full on fuel. I got a half a tank of DEF, I'm banking on the fact that you use twice as much fuel as this, and so hopefully I got enough I don't have to stop anywhere. Sun's starting to come up. It's almost 6 o'clock. But anyway, yeah, this stop is a little different in the fact that, you know, most truck stops are so self-contained, and where the pumps are self-contained. You come and go. You come and go the same exits, or you know, at least in the same parking lot. This one, I mean, I'm not saying you can't do that. you definitely can turn around, but if you're a large truck, that would be extremely difficult to make that turnaround. So instead, now you see there's a no truck sign going the rest of this road. But instead what they do is they come out of this back road here. You see these little cement cones. I guess they were tearing up the church's property. But you come out this back road here and you actually come up next to this Popeyes. So that's the truck stop where I was. Fuel tank's on the other side. And you come out on this road here, which really isn't bad. It's just, if you don't know, and if you want to go the other way, you can. There's nothing stopping you from using the pumps in the opposite direction. You just come down this road and then go through the pumps in the opposite direction. Just, to me, it's easier, and I'm headed this way anyway. If I was headed back that way, I would go the other way, and the reason why is because then I would use one of these turnarounds, and so I'd want to hurry up and get in my left lane to make it to the turnaround. So, but yeah, we are back on the road, and we're on our way. So, due to the nature of offshore, a lot of the jobs are like, you know, wherever they can find water, that's where you get to go. But you do most of your traveling on a lot of back highways, a lot of 2 lanes sometimes like this, 4 lane with a median. You don't do a whole lot on the interstates and on the main highways. It's mainly all back highways and little towns that you'll pass through. So, I mean, the speed limits drop, raise a lot, but you get to go to some pretty interesting places. For example, you know, I'm coming into Delcom now. I just passed Rip Van Winkle Gardens, which is, I guess, more of a tourist thing. I got a few state parks and all I'm passing. But this right here, this bridge, and especially at night whenever it's all lit up, is one of the coolest bridges I've seen, and that we do travel through. And it's a big bridge, very big bridge. But you'll notice you'll like pass a lot of mom and pop places, a lot of mom and pop, either like Sean's Cajun Meat and Grocery, you know, things like that. It's not as much the Walmarts and Targets of the world. It's all the little places. You know, don't get me wrong, I do kind of wish they had a Love's on the route here, because that is definitely Love's and Pilots are some of my favorite stops. But, you know, just as good though is some of these older, you know, been here a long time, like this Chevron here, that, you know, they'll sometimes have good cooking, sometimes they'll have boudin, sometimes they'll have fried chicken. But yeah, just you know, it's one of the things about this one, this job, is you're definitely spending a lot of time passing through these little towns like this. And we are currently 45, and then after this next light it jumps up to 55. Alright, back on the road I go. Down from elementary school. So here we are on the 2 lanes, the back roads, and you get some little farmhouses and some neighborhoods and little houses and stuff like that. Some fields, do a lot of sugar cane around here. Crawfish ponds. You know, we're actually on the backside of Abbeville right now is where we're at. And personally, I prefer the back roads than the highway. Like, don't get me wrong, I like me some highway time from time to time. But I find when you're on the highway for a long time, you tend to, like, the scenery doesn't change. It's always the same thing. It's always, you know, the 4 lane with trees, and they'll break in it, and then, you know, truck stop to truck stop. Thank God for the signs. You can read some of them, pretty funny. But when you're going on these back roads, you'll actually And granted, it can definitely feel like it's repetitive, but you actually get a little difference. You get to see different sceneries. You're constantly changing speed, so it's I guess in a way to say it's not very boring, because it's not the exact same thing every day. So, as you can see, I'm going through some houses here and then through some fields. So now I'm gonna come up to some industrial stuff, and then we're gonna get to a little town with a grocery store like we did in Delcom earlier. Just actually passed an airport not too long ago, so they had some little Cessnas and all that were on the tarmac. So it's just something about it. I get to see a lot of old trucks too, like that cab over there. That'd be cool. Just a farm truck, but I think that'd be cool to have something like that just to kind of fix up and play around with. But definitely not in my budget this year. So we've reached intercoastal city. Speed limit has dropped down to 40. Going 40 right now. We are looking for EPS dock, which according to GPS is half a mile away. And when I come back, I'm going to be going to Broussard Brothers, which is not going to be very far from there. So I see the sign, EPS. That is the boat truck 39 over there. That is the ship that I will be delivering to. So I'm gonna go ahead and get checked in, and we're gonna get rid of these groceries. So here we are. PPE required, which I already have my hard hat and my safety glasses and my steel toes. Let's see where I gotta check in. Alright, let me let y'all go while I go check in. Okay guys, that is the beginning of the first leg of the journey. I'm actually editing right now and realize how long this video actually is. So we're going to cut this part, and we're going to continue on from the delivery at Intercoastal City, heading out to Cameron on the next video. So I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comment. I know the video angle is wrong because the phone's straight up and down instead of sideways. That's something that I'm going to work on in future videos, but I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the flip side.